sir. Absolutely.
All right, praise the Lord. Thank God for another assembly. Last time we were working on kind of covering some different stuff that's out here that, you know, a lot of times people don't really are not stable enough in their faith and stuff to, you know, and things come along and sweep people away. It sounds good. It might be a popular thing coming around and people just go running with it. It's been happening since, you know, since the day of time, whatever. People just get caught up in different stuff, whatever sound. Oh, just somebody come along saying this, another one can come along saying something. Sweeps people away. We're gonna start. We're still working on what we worked on the last meeting. We'll start at Ephesians 4. Work on this. Thank the Lord for. I don't claim to know it all, but I know one thing God has blessed us to tap into these things here. Because I tell you, it's needed. You know, people, a lot of times people say, you read the Bible and I don't understand the Bible. All that stuff, but anything written is meant to be understood.
Yes, sir.
So we were working on last week about a lot of the different faiths out here, how to decipher through some of the stuff out here, because some of the stuff sounds so close, you know, to what we know to be the truth. But a lot of times you get in there and dissect it and find out really what are the core of a lot of these beliefs. You find out that they're in error. So let's start in Ephesians 4. We'll see how verse 1. What does it say?
I therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
All right. So first of all, anybody that's called to work, just like Paul. So a prisoner, you know, you can't. Whoever your master is, or person that's got you bound, you can't just do anything you want to do. You know, that's the thing. You're released from one thing, and then you're bound to another thing. So he didn't say he was free; he said he was a prisoner. So you're in chains to when we're in chains to sin. All right, God gets out of that, but then we're just not out here freelancing doing whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like people, oh man, I ain't doing that, but I'm doing whatever. I mean, you live it out of one thing, but then you're bound to another thing. But in this case, it's the right thing. So you're not bound as far as being back in bondage again, but this is a different kind of bondage. You're bound to God's work. You know what I mean? You got to do whatever the Lord makes you how you feel. Man, I feel like doing that. I mean, look, I went to the fitness center today. I didn't really feel like going. I know, you know, sitting around and I ain't working. I already know where that's going. So I went on and got that in. I felt pretty good afterwards. You never feel good when you first get in there.
True that.
But it's just like, even with this, you know, I'm sure everybody can say, nobody even feel like doing everything God, but we know, number one, it's for our own benefit. You know, whatever the Lord tells us to do. And I was thinking about something today. Most times when people hear the word and they say, keep God's commandments, the first thing people say, oh, what's the commandment? Then they start going immediately. The first thing everybody thinks about is the 10 Commandments. All right. But so that's what I say. Their scope is not need to be broadened. But first thing, you know, a lot of times, first thing in the church that I grew up in, that's what they say. First thing you say, keep God's commandments. All right, so then immediately go to You know, thus said the Lord, this, and they go to the Exodus, and they're talking about the 10 Commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not steal. That's the first thing everybody. But keeping God's commandment also covers when you do wrong. Then you got to find out what does He require if you do wrong. See, that's what I say, but it's a bondage. People immediately go to that first thing, the first thing you think about. Oh, keep God's commandments. But keeping God's commandments also means if you sin, we got to find out what did the Lord say if you sin. So all of that's included. So when we say keeping God's commandments, all of that's covered. It's not just leaned on one thing like you did everything God told you to do. There's no room for error. You know. I'm telling you, this stuff is.
Explain.
Yeah. So just like when it said, we talked about what was last year. It was at Chase when it says John the Baptist's parents, right? I know you're familiar with that. Right in Luke, when it said his parents was walking in all the commandments of the Lord. Well, let's get, hold on, we'll go back to Ephesians. Let's get, I always like this as a basis because I think it's in Luke. Let's see here.
Okay, Luke.
Yeah, here it is. Luke, the first chapter. We're going to go back to Ephesians. We'll cover this because we're talking about keeping God's commandments. You know, it brings, like say, we always say, the Lord, it brings freedom to anybody to get the right understanding of stuff. Mm-hmm. Then you're not in this bondage type of situation if you don't have you don't have the complete instructions on something. It's like a type of bondage. Like, man, I don't have all that. So Luke 1, this covering right around the time of King Herod. You had Zacharias, which was of the Levitical priesthood. All right, so it says, I think it was verse 5. What's it say? Luke chapter 1, verse 5. Watch. This is we always use this as an example because it brings freedom. You know what is it? It's like God was saying. So what it says?
There was in the day of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abia, and his wife was the daughter of Aaron, mm-hmm. and her name was Elizabeth. Right. And they were both righteous before God, walking in all the commandments and ordinances of the Lord blameless.
Okay, all right. See, I always like this as a basis because this sound, if you look at this face value, a lot of times right off the bat, man, that sounds like they did everything right. It's not what it's saying.
Explain.
See, and first of all, even when it comes down to righteousness, it's not based on our abilities anyway. That's not even, when you go down and study Paul's epistles and things of how a person's made righteous, it's not based on your ability. See, that knocks people out of the box. See, matter of fact, when you talk to people out your jobs or whatever, and you say, man, first thing you say something about the Lord, I go to church. I ain't saying nothing about no church. Then they start trying to, justify themselves. And you ain't even said it, you just said, well, we got some ministry work going on, this, and this. You just brought it up, and then immediately it's just this thing comes over them like they got to justify that I'm doing all right like I am. I ain't got time, I'm working. I ain't said nothing. You know what I'm saying? They immediately get into this trip thing like, So one person said, well, yeah, I'm doing all right, man. Just try to get the church running. I ain't saying nothing, man. Just saying. But I'm just saying, the conscience stop bothering them and stuff or whatever. Time you say something about the Lord. Whoa. No. So, it said they were both righteous before God. Mm-hmm. Walking in all the commandments. So, it's not just saying that they did everything right. That's not what I'm saying. All the commandments, you got to find out what God's commandment is. If you do a certain thing or whatever, find out what the Lord's instruction is on that thing, and then it says the ordinances, they have certain ordinances, like when they sin, one of the ordinances where the priest had, he took, when they had 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, one of them they had to kill, right? The other one, they let it away, released it, which was a type of Jesus' death and resurrection. So all this stuff, ordinance, they had to keep all this stuff all the way up until the time of the restitution of all things. Okay, so it's not, but I'm saying a lot of times when people look at this, immediately think it's talking about they did everything right. That's not what I'm saying. See how much bondage people can put themselves in right fast.
Lord help us.
Yeah, and it happens, man. You see in people church, you can ask something. I didn't ask you that, was you did everything right. And I've learned this, and this right here will really knock you off the bottom. Even whatever you call to do, it's not based on your performance. I done learned that, because I done got off the path several times.
Come on.
It's not, see, here, oh, say, thank God, we're going to tap into something now. See, and so a lot of times you think, man, I'm going to lose my calling. That's not what it said. But whatever your call, it's God's will, whatever your calling is. That's God's will. And then it said the gifts, in Romans it said the gifts and calling of God are without repentance. So they didn't say you're going to take it, then take it back. Now, I learned that myself. I done got up there several times. I said, man, God done quit talking. See, that's what happens when we go wrong or whatever. This self-condemnation comes in.
Guilt.
Yeah. And that ain't even God, that's you. See, what do they say in John? Matter of fact, this can happen. We're skipping around. So, all right, go back to the epistle. Go to 1 John. Watch this. I think it's 1 John. Let's see. If I can find this. Yeah, here it is. All right. See, I'm telling you, I've experienced it. I'm sure everybody can say the same. 1 John, watch this. The 3rd chapter. Verse 18, 19, 20. Watch this. See, a lot of times we gotta know if we got a condemnation on us. We gotta know is it us? Is it the adversary, or is it God? I mean, a lot of times, look, what is it?
My little children,
Right.
let us not love in word,
All right.
but neither in tongue,
Right.
but in deed and in truth.
All right. So there's some performance going on, right?
And hereby we know that we are of the truth, and shall assure our hearts before him.
Okay.
For if our heart condemn us, God is greater than our heart,
See that?
and knows all things.
And goes on. So it's condition. Our hearts can condemn us. That don't necessarily mean it's God. That means it's just our hearts can condemn us. It might be something you did your own self. You can condemn yourself. But then it said God is greater than all that. So a lot of times something come over you. You gotta see, okay, is this me, or is the adversary trying to put a guilt thing on or something? A lot of times it ain't God.
It's us.
Yeah. We going around with this stuff just like Judas after he did the offense. Then it said when he saw that he was condemned. I mean, a lot of times, it's about like us. You know, on the other side of things, and you know good well, it's some repercussions coming behind it.
Yes.
It's something, he said he had betrayed the Lord. So you just think you're going to walk around free like, oh no, man.
Yeah,
No. See? So when he saw that he was condemned, I mean, you ain't going to sit there and say you're blessed. Now, that's serious deception. But when he saw he was condemned, and then he went, he ended up eventually hanging himself. So, well, the question is, could he went to the Lord and repented? It's open for everybody. But if you let that condemnation take him out. But you know what I'm saying? It's just like anything else. If you do a certain thing and think it's just gonna be a blessing on her, no, it's gonna be some condemnation. Yeah, a lot of times we got to sift through it. But man, if I'd known all this.
Yep.
So well, that's just showing. See, we can condemn ourselves. Don't necessarily mean it's God. All right, so let's go back to Ephesians, so we was working on that. So we see how, just like Elizabeth and Zacharias was walking in all the commandments of the Lord, blameless. So he didn't say they were flawless.
Forgot what verse it was already.
Ephesians, what is that? Ephesians 4.
Go ahead. And 1. Ephesians. Okay, about the prisoner of the Lord.
Yeah. All right. Then what is it?
Verse 2. With all lowliness and meekness, with long suffering, forbearing one another in love.
All right. Hold on. All right. So and it's showing us, God is telling us it's love. I ain't saying that I've gotten it all together, but he's telling us it's love, forbearing, a lot of patience we have to have, especially in the household of the saints. We ain't talking about people that ain't in this thing, but you know, a lot of times you see people's believers falling out. You know, the world looking at it. Well, I'm better off at home. See all this mess going on in the church, man. I'm better off, you know, all this, man. I'm not gonna stay. You know, but he's telling us we're barren, man. There's a whole lot of putting up with. As far as saints, now I ain't talking about, you know, even people in the world, one thing. You know, I've seen even some of them get along. I mean, some of them have learned that, hey, man, it ain't worth it.
Right.
Some of them have learned, you know, hey, man, it's not worth all this falling out and all this. Then you got to make back up at some point. You know, people just spending years, I ain't talking to that person. So, you know, but God telling us, like the apostles, you know, it's all not to be for the household of faith. We got the right, this is it. This is it. It ain't gonna get no better than this on this side. So I mean, we can't get along together down here. And everybody somebody you're going to heaven anyhow. And what they say?
That's what they say. That's
You
what
know,
they say.
can't put up with short paper, man, short fuse and everybody. Man.
My.
Yeah. So he said all lowliness, meekness. And you know, I've learned this after going through some stuff. Yeah, you come with meekness when you come down to give, especially if people get in error or something, after you've seen how God dealt with you. I ain't trying to put no condemnation on them. You know what I'm saying? After you've seen how the Lord done dealt with you through all this stuff. Yeah, you be just like this. How you doing?
The one finger.
Yeah. I mean, you understand, it's like, hey, somebody get in a situation or whatever, but man, we praying the Lord strength you to get out of it rather than saying, man, see, you ain't saved anyhow. You know, quit. I knew he wasn't looking for you to do something.
Didn't mess up. Man.
Yeah. So, long suffering, there you go. You know, so it's no way, you know, God placed us in his body, right? Gave us the spirit. Lord developing the fruits. He's developing his nature in us, once we allow. Right? So all of these are nothing more than the characteristics of the spirit being at work. You know, and there's time we don't allow God to do what he needs to do, it's just hindering our own growth, you know. So he's telling us, yeah.
That's it. Yep.
Meekness, long suffering, forbearing one another in love. We can't put one of those down and do this. All right, then it said, endeavoring to keep the unity of the spirit in the bond of peace. Okay. All right, so he goes into all that. Then he said, what he said in verse 4.
There is one body.
Right.
And one spirit.
Right.
So even as ye are called in one hope of your calling. One Lord, one faith, one baptism.
Right.
One God and Father of all, who is above all, and through all, and in you all.
All right. So, okay. So he's breaking down, and all this stuff that's out here now. It's like everybody's saying it right. But he's telling us here. And so we was talking about the last week, we was talking about Apostle John told us to believe not in every spirit. All right, let's get that since we go back to 1 John, the 4th chapter. See, the people of God are not going to be, we get established in the truth. And just like back in Deuteronomy, it's talking about those palm trees. And palm trees have got a significance about palm trees that they grow on the shores. They have a deep-rooted system to where, a lot of times you see them hurricanes down south of Florida and all strong. I don't care how strong the wind, palm trees ain't going nowhere. But they be just almost horizontal to the sand. It's just sitting there. The wind, 200-mile-per-hour wind, it just see, and that's what Deuteronomy told about the saints, the city of palm trees. That's talking about the saints. See, if we get rooted in this thing, nothing can move.
Amen.
And that's where God has got ministers and things like that, is for that reason, that people will be established in the faith. Because God gives us a step to the point. It's like nothing will shake him. I don't care what's out here. The Lord showed us. He showed us how the disciples, I don't care what doctrine it is. We know how to disciple because God has showed us. That's what he said in 1 John.
Chapter 4, verse 1. Beloved, believe not every spirit,
right?
But try the spirits whether they are of God.
Believe not every spirit. So God is telling us, try the spirits. How are we going to try? And we don't know. Look, I don't know what the truth is. I can't try.
That's right.
All right, then what do we do?
Because many false prophets are gone out into the world.
Right.
Hereby know ye the Spirit of God. Mm-hmm. Every spirit that confesseth that Jesus Christ is come is in the flesh is of God.
All right, hold right there. So that right there's got to be put some emphasis on that. Because it's not just saying Jesus Christ came to flesh. There's more to it now. Because, all right, give me John the Apostle. John says this, I think it's chapter 12. See, here's the thing.
St. John.
St. John chapter 12. And the Jews had a problem. They knew what the scriptures testified about becoming Messiah and all that. They just didn't believe Jesus was he. That's where they went wrong. But they understood very well the term Christ or Messiah, what it means. It's not just talking about, in other words, the Bible says in Hebrews, that he had inherited a more excellent name than angels. He inherited the Lord's name. See, that's what I say. We got to know what we're walking in. A lot of times people just got a surface. They got a surface belief, and then some old thing coming, knock them right on out. Mm-hmm. See, okay, so John, the Jews understood very well when you hear the term Messiah or Christ, they know exactly. Christ is the Greek form of the Hebrew word Messiah. That's all it is. But they knew when you heard the term Messiah, they knew who the Messiah was supposed to be. All right, so that's why I told you we better get in this doctrine quick. See, okay, John 12, verse 34. Watch this.
John 12, 34.
Verse 34. Watch this. Now we're still talking about in John when he says every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh is of God. Now we're going to break this down. All right, watch this.
The people answered him.
All right, Jews.
We have heard aught out of the law of Christ abideth forever.
Now he what?
He abideth forever.
Christ is eternal.
Yes.
Christ is eternal. So they understood the term Messiah, or in this term Greek form Christ. But they understood when they heard the term Messiah, and he said he was a Messiah. He said, we heard out of the law that Christ abides forever. Mm-hmm. So this is testifying the law. So when you said Jesus Christ is coming to flesh, it's not just saying Jesus Christ came to flesh. Right?
Yes, sir.
He said Christ abide. Christ is eternal.
He abides forever.
All right, he abides forever, right? So, all right, so watch this. So,
how sayest thou?
Okay, what do you say?
The Son of Man must be lifted up. Who is the Son of Man?
See, that's why the Bible says in Matthew 11, it says, no man knows the Son but the Father. You don't know who the Lord is. This thing got to be revealed. It's, who is this? That's what they're going to be left with, that same question, people now. You don't know who the Lord is. He's got to be revealed. So, yeah. So, okay, so we read in Ephesians, it says one God and Father. All right, let's go back to Isaiah 9:6. See, that's why I say, the Bible says, rightly dividing the word of truth, here a little and there a little, all that. So when we read 1 John, he said, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they be of God. And this is how we try. We got to know what we in, walking in.
That's right.
See, somebody, that's what I said. I can talk to an Islamic person, person's in a Muslim or whatever. I can talk to a Jehovah's Witness. They're all, the core of it is the same. They deny who Christ is. That's what the problem is. See, that's where they went wrong. That's the core of your doctrine. That tells you right there, you in error. You know, it make no difference what somebody look like. See, anytime you say every spirit that does not confess that Jesus, what we get ready to break it down, that Jesus Christ has come in the flesh, this is how we know. This is how we know the Spirit of God and the spirit of error. This is how we know.
Come on.
Watch this. So we're saying, okay, so the Jews understood that Christ is eternal.
Yeah, they understand that one.
They understood it. Okay, so Isaiah 9:6, the Bible says it's only one God and Father. Ephesians, right? Ephesians 4 verse 6.
That's it.
One God and Father.
That's it.
What is it in Isaiah 9:6?
For unto us a child is born.
A child, right?
Unto us a son is given.
Right.
And the government shall be upon his shoulder.
That means he's the head. See, people you know what people do in most of these churches? They're just sitting there just. A scribe, see, in the Bible, it's called the scribes were responsible for their role as far as being the Levites and the priesthood. The scribes recorded, they made the scrolls. Like you had the prophet Jeremiah would have all of his prophecies on a scroll, and they kept it protected the way they preserved it. But their purpose was when they had to transfer the scrolls, make another scroll or whatever. That's what their purpose scribed. That's what they did. See, that means they knew a lot of scriptures, but they had no understanding. That's what the problem was.
Wow.
Yep. Okay, so when he said Isaiah 9, see, when he said the government is upon his shoulders because Christ is the head of the church.
That's it.
Keep going, watch it.
And his name shall be called Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Counselor.
The who?
The Mighty God.
The who?
The Everlasting Father.
See, the Jews understood. He said, we have heard out of the law that Christ abides forever. He said what? The everlasting who?
Father.
That, how can a child be the everlasting father?
Come on now. Explain that. The Prince of Peace.
Yeah.
God Almighty.
How in the world can the child that's born be the everlasting father? How?
That's God all day. Wow.
See? So when you read, we read in First John, he says, believe not every spirit, right? Try the spirit. This is how we break this stuff down. I've talked to many people. I said, okay, what do y'all believe? When they tell me, the Muslim person say, Jesus is only a prophet, you got the spirit of error. The Bible says you ain't, what it says, give me 1 Corinthians 12:3. Watch this.
Come on.
We got to go to work with this thing, man.
Let's go to work.
See, I can sit there and listen. It's okay. When you tell me Jesus was a prophet, in other words, he wasn't up there with Muhammad and whoever they claim to be. All right, so he's not your God, which is Allah. All right. So the supreme God to them, right? But we breaking this stuff down. We find out who the supreme God is.
Sure is.
Watch this. 1 Corinthians 12:3. Paul said, "What? This is how we decipher through all this stuff out here."
Wherefore I give you to understand,
right,
that no man speaking by the Spirit of God calls Jesus a curse.
What does that mean? That means when you ask somebody and they tell you, like a Muslim will tell you, he's one of the prophets, you got the spirit of error. You're not speaking by the Spirit of God. That's why he said, believe not every spirit, but try the spirits, whether they be of God. You are not of God.
Come on.
You just told me.
Tell
so what
me
he
now.
say? No man speaking by the Spirit of God calls, he's not separate from God.
No, sir.
That's why I said the Father, the Word, and the Holy Ghost, these three are one. It didn't say these three are three.
They are one.
They ain't got the revelation of the name.
Come on. Jesus.
Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Come on now.
See, the mystery of godliness is with the saints.
That's it.
See, you get to talk this, you right then, you're going to make somebody mad. A Jehovah Witness say, Jesus is not Jehovah. You got the spirit of error.
Yes, sir.
You can decipher that. Remember what he said. Watch this. First Corinthians. No man speaking by the Spirit of God. That means you don't have the Holy Ghost.
Come on here.
What?
God, Jesus is a curse.
And that what?
That no man can say that Jesus
is
is the Lord.
The Lord. It's, and the Bible said in Ephesians, it's only, how many Lords is it?
One.
See?
Ooh,
look,
boy.
I don't care. Look, what they say, that Snickers commercial they had back in the day. I don't care how much you slice it, it's coming up peanuts.
Woo, boy.
See that? The Bible said it's one Lord.
One Lord. One.
And it said Jesus is the Lord.
Is the Lord.
And no man can say that by what?
The Holy Ghost. You got to have the Holy Ghost to say that.
So we're still talking about 1 John. Try to believe not the spirit. Try the spirit whether it's God. For you said many false prophets go on to work. Every spirit that confesses that Jesus Christ is come in the flesh, this is what it's saying. The term Christ means he took on, that name was given to him because he's eternal.
That's it.
It's only one intent. The Bible, Isaiah 9:6 said, it's only one Father, right?
One.
And the everlasting Father came in the flesh.
That child. God.
Watch this. Oh, we finna knock him out the box now, man.
It is.
Look,
Yes,
look,
Lord.
when the head wrap, knock him out. Knock him right on out the box. John, watch this. See, we get ready to knock this. Some of these doctrines out here. This right here, God will show you can decipher through all of them. And I can do it in love. Like we told one time we said before. I'm going to shake your hand and say, you in error. And do it in love too.
God almighty.
John 3, watch this.
Oh.
Watch this. John, Jesus was talking to Nicodemus. John 3, watch this.
Saint John.
Verse 13. Well, start at verse 12. Well, start at 11. Sorry. Watch this. We're going to knock this stuff out the box, man. All this stuff out here, but the Lord has showed us how to, he said, believe not every spirit. I mean, I'm not believing what you're saying, that mess you're talking.
Verse 11.
What did he say? Watch this. John. What did he say?
Verily, verily, I say unto thee,
Truly, right?
we speak that we do know.
We know what we're talking about. Because God, the witness of God is in us. We know what we're talking about. We ain't talking about something we heard. Somebody, we know what we're talking about. He said, we know what he said.
And testify that we have seen.
And what?
And ye receive not the witness.
Watch this, watch this.
If I have told you earthly things, and ye believe not, how shall ye believe? If I tell you of the heavenly things,
watch this, watch this. Verse 13, you're going to knock this stuff out of the water. Right?
And no man have ascended up to heaven.
No man ever ascended up to heaven, but what?
But he that came down from heaven.
Even what?
Even the Son of Man.
Which is where?
Which is in heaven.
He just sitting there saying two different locations at the same time.
God Almighty.
The Son of Man, which is in heaven. And it was right there in front of him. How can that be?
Man, good God Almighty. Oh. Ooh-wee.
He said, no man hath ascended up to heaven, but he that came down from heaven, even the Son of Man, which is in heaven.
That's powerful.
There's one Lord, one faith. That's what we teach.
That's it.
One baptism, one God and Father, the same one that came in the flesh.
Whoo, boy.
So when it said Jesus Christ is coming in the flesh, we know what we're talking about. We can take it back to the Old Testament, man. So Jehovah God is Jesus.
Yes, sir.
So that knocks them out the box.
Yes, sir.
The Islamic, you're going to tell me Jesus is a prophet. Then you ain't speaking by the Spirit of God, because no man can say that Jesus is the Lord, but by the Holy Ghost.
God Almighty. Man.
All right?
Speak,
Say,
Lord.
okay, then watch this. No, think about. Okay, let's get. Okay, look at this. What John, the Apostle John saw in Revelation.
Revelation?
Revelation 4.
Thank you, Lord.
No, people listening ain't gonna think that. That's our background music. He's like, okay, look, people out here, listen to it.
Lord have mercy.
Excuse me, if you can hear the background noise, if you like hear this. There's a wedding going on right the next room over. Let me explain that. People think we're up in R&B and testifying at the same.
Man. Wow. My.
Alright. So,
Revelation 4.
wait a minute, it might not be 4, it might be. Yeah, it's actually, okay, and this is one we like here, okay? Yeah, Revelation. Chapter 1, verse 10. See, this is what the problem, like that, a lot of people do say. John and all these other prophets and apostles and everything was in the spirit. And there's very things people don't have, that's why they can't see this stuff. What do you say, verse 10?
I was in the spirit on the Lord's day,
There you go.
and heard behind me a great voice, as of a trumpet,
Right,
saying, I am Alpha and Omega,
right,
the first and the last,
right.
and what thou seest write in the book.
The first and the last. Alright, now go down to verse 12. We're talking about the 7 churches. Go down to verse 12. Watch this.
And I turned to see the voice that spake with me,
Right?
and being turned, I saw 7 golden candlesticks. And in the midst of the 7 candlesticks, one like unto the Son of Man.
See, and here's the thing that's got to be brought up. It didn't say one like, because after Jesus did all the redemptive work, died, rose again, ascended, it wasn't the same body. That's why he said one like. It didn't say it was, it said one like. It resembles.
God,
See, we're talking about he just saw Christ in a different glory. He looked at it, not when he was down here in the 33 and a half years. No, this ain't the one you see. That's why he said one like the Son of Man.
God Almighty.
Yeah, so you're right there. We talking about the glorified. That's what he saw.
God,
See, we ain't talking about when he was in the flesh. No, that's done.
that's done.
Yeah. See, then what he said?
Something clothed with a garment down to his foot, and girded about their paps with a golden girdle.
Right? Now watch this. Now we talked about this the last week. Now here's the Islamics goes into this thing trying to prove out of the scriptures. Talking about Jesus was black. This is
Lord
tell you how
help us.
people are corrupting the Bible. Watch this. Verse 14.
His head and his hairs.
His head, okay. Yeah, we said this in last session. Your head is not your hair, right?
Come on.
Your hair is on your head.
Thank you.
Now I ain't never seen a black person that's got a white head. See, that knocks that stuff out of the box. People are trying to go in there trying to make the Lord out of some of these nationalities, trying to make this ain't got nothing to do with
No, sir.
race,
No, sir.
black and white.